I am quite literally feeling like I cannot catch a break. You know, I had some fears of what could go wrong, and something I didn't even think of has gone wrong. This is just a disaster. And this video right here, I walked into this RV today planning on doing a moving in video. And now it's turned into a disaster video. So I'm a bit stressed out. Not how I wanted to start my day. I'm assuming it's from I don't know what it's from. There's a big old puddle of water in the middle of the floor.
It's in there?
I think it might be the AC, I don't know. The power keeps going on and off.
Oh, it just dripped.
It dripped? Why is that leaking? It's full of water.
Okay. Could be a light-proof flooring. So, if your seal isn't good enough, you don't have enough pressure, you'll have to take this housing off, put more pressure on the seal.
Should go through. We'll take this off, look at it, maybe.
But why haven't you had this problem till now?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's been on there for how long?
Months. And it's been raining.
It's either that or the unit failed. And it's creating condensation that's dropping inside. So, what you can do is you obviously need to get that water up. Take that housing off. Tighten it up. And you want it even. I don't know how you tightened it. You typically...
It's 4 bolts.
Yeah, but typically you want to go alternate. So you get even pressure tightening it. Tighten it down. Turn it off.
Turn it off.
And see if that makes a difference. If it doesn't leak anymore,
turn it on, then see if it leaks again.
Exactly. And then you'll know if it's the seal or the unit.
Okay.
You better hope it ain't that unit. Don't want to put another one up there.
I don't either, but you know.
That's not good, bro.
No. It's not good. The couch is a little damp. This is a little damp. That's soaking wet. The rug is a little damp. So it's definitely it's leaking from right here. You can see it right there. So you just heard what Isaac suggested I do, and I agree that that is a good idea. I was pretty terrified that it was like, because we connected the water pump, and I didn't know what I was thinking, but I was like, I didn't think it was going to be the AC. I put this in, this was one of the first things I did was put this AC heater in, and it's been in there for months. I typically leave the RV plugged in, and I have that on to preserve propane. And also I just hooked the propane up. So with heat in here, I wanted to keep that on and keep it warm. And it just started leaking. It's never done that before. I've never had this problem. So I'm gonna clean up this water. I'm gonna take that face off, and then we're gonna look at it, and possibly I'll probably go look at it from the top as well, check out the seal, and we'll tighten it up, leave the face off because it is really hard to put on. It's supposed to be raining some more. Let it rain, see if it's still leaking. If it is still leaking, then it's the seal. If it's not still, like if I tighten it up and it doesn't leak anymore, I'll put the face back on and turn it on. And then if it's still leaking, then it's the AC unit itself, which is gonna suck having to replace that again. But it could be worse, I guess. So that's the plan. So let's get this face off and take a look at it. Actually, I should clean up this water first, and then we'll get the face off and look at it. Oh my goodness. It just spilled even more water. Jeez. So I'm gonna try and disconnect this. I don't know if I can do it by myself. Where's my phone? Wait for Isaac, because I can't hold this up and do that at the same time. Like, the water just came pouring out. My arm is soaking wet. The floor is soaking wet. Jeez. Sorry to rock y'all's world. I need your help. I just need to disconnect this. This was full of water.
Yeah. You know, but I'm just like, okay, I put it back there. I don't have much aisle space there.
Thank you. I'll find it. It's fine.
You know, what's fun.
So all of this area here was full of water. So this is all wet. Ew, it just dripped on me, which is not good. So we're just gonna tighten it. I feel like this one and this one were a bit loose. So maybe it was just that. I don't know. Just gonna tighten it really good, and we're gonna wait for the rain and see if it keeps leaking. I honestly can't tell from up here. I can't tell too much from being up here. There's water pooling, like it looks like it may have been loose and like it squished water out when I tightened it, but I just don't know. So let's get back down inside and have a chat. Yeah, that water just came spilling out of here and all over the floor. I got a little bit on the couch on accident. This was full of water. It was only on this side. So I'm wondering if it was just, and I don't know if you could see it on camera, but this whole side right here is wet. Let's see. You see it? So I was not expecting that. I think I showed it a few times. I'm wet. That was not what I was expecting to walk into today. Honestly, that makes me sad. So having that happen just really threw me for a loop. Like I said, I was planning on coming in here today. I had a few things to do. I wanted to cut down the rug for in front of the kitchen because I wound up switching the kitchen and the shower rug because it wound up being a little bit bigger than I was expecting. And then I was literally going to start moving in here. And then this happened and halted that. And now I just have this feeling like that happened for a reason. I have been heavily questioning and sitting on whether or not like I'm gonna sell the Chinook or keep it, or like use it for a little while, then see how I feel about it, and then go from there. Because the thing is, I guess, is I don't want to lose another summer to building. So the reason why I bought an RV and not another van to build was because I was expecting to just paint some cabinets, put some decorations in, and I'd be good to go. I wasn't expecting to do a full renovation like this. And this is just kind of how it all came together, and like it happened not by choice, I guess I'm trying to say. And you know, it all kind of worked out. It's a beautiful build now, but it's just like every time I've been going back and forth, and every time I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep it and we'll see how it goes. Like something like this happens and I'm just like, is that a sign? is it telling me that I'm not the one? And so I just don't know. I wasn't even gonna tell you guys I was feeling this way at all unless I like actually did something about it, because this morning I was gonna move into it, and now I'm back to feeling like I need to part ways with it. So, and another reason for that is, like I said, I don't want to waste another summer to building. So if I did do something else, I don't know what exactly I would do, because regardless of whether I keep it, whether I sell it, I will have another rig and I will not be spending the summer building. However that looks like, whether I'm in the Chinook or if I'm in something else, I just don't know. And so it's like I try and be as transparent as possible with you guys on here, and I do feel like that is a sign. That's the way I'm feeling right now, just because I've questioned every other time that something bad happens when I was feeling like I should keep it, and I just feel like that's just my intuition that I'm not listening to again, and that's what got me into this mess in the first place. So I don't know. I am flying to Dallas in a couple of days and I will be there for a week. I have a doctor's appointment, and I have I'm taking my niece to a concert. Like I just have some things that I've had planned, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to drive down there. Of course, I was expecting to be able to drive down there by now, and that's just not what's happening. So I'm flying there, and then I'll be there for a week, and then I'll be back. But that's going to give me some time to contemplate, really sit with this, and decide whether or not I want to just fix this leak, whether it was just because it was loose or if I need a new AC unit, check the water, make sure that doesn't leak, and if it does, fix that, and then just sell it. The thing is too, is I'm also in a little bit of debt because of the build. And the only way I'm going to get out of that debt is if I sell it. If not, I will be paying on that debt for who knows how long. And I have until June to pay it off interest free. And if I don't pay it off by June, then I'm going to be paying a lot of interest because of all the things I've had to fix. And of course, like, I know people think that I'm in this a lot of money, and I am, but I don't have a lot of money to be in it this far. Like, I am in a little bit of debt because of the build. That's also another big reason why I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to sell, because if I sell, I will take myself out of that debt, and that is a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. But if I keep it, you know, I just don't know. There's pros and cons either way I choose to go. And then there's also, you know, just I've put so much work into it, but at the same time, it's like, what does that really matter if I'm not happy, if I feel like, you know, this was all a mistake, if I am going into debt over it. Like, I need to do what's best for me, regardless of what I feel like, or regardless of how I feel or think people like you guys are gonna feel and think about it. Because, you know, a part of doing YouTube is you. You are a huge part of everything that I do. And it's a fine line between making content people want to watch and making content when it is relevant to your real life, you know? It's like, I know that people would love to see me move in and travel in the Chinook, and honestly, I would love that too. But I also have to look at the situation in front of me. It's like, if I choose to do that, it could be really bad for me financially, mentally, you know. So I have to weigh the pros and cons and decide what I'm gonna do and do what's best for me, what's best for Ember. A lot of people have asked about the seat situation for her. So I thought it was completely illegal for a child to sit in the front seat, which it is to an extent. I Googled it. If there are no other options in the vehicle aside from the front seat, you can legally put a car seat in the front seat. I think that is bonkers. I would never do that because it's literally the most unsafe position you could put a child in. My sister is a nurse. She's an RN, and she has 3 kids at ages like 12 to like 20, mid-20s. And my point is her son just turned 12, and he just started sitting in the front seat because it's so dangerous. And I was just floored and blown away by the amount of people that suggested just putting her in the front seat. She is not even 3 years old. I am never, ever, ever going to put a toddler in the front seat. I do not care what anyone has to say about it, whether it's legal or not. It's not safe. Now, my sister said she'd be safer in this seat where I'm sitting right now. Now, this is just a pre-finished plywood box that is pocket hold together and pocket hold to the floor. Like, it's just screwed together, screwed to the floor. Now, my sister was like, honestly, she'd be safer in the back seat in that than in the front seat in a real seat. So, all of that being said, technically, we have places for her to sit. She's not going to be sitting in the front seat. She would be sitting here. But the thing about her sitting here, too, is it's just a plywood box. And a lot of people were like, oh, that's illegal. You can't do a lap belt. It has to be a 3-point harness. The car seat is the 3-point harness. Regardless of whether it's a 3-point on the actual seat itself or it's a lap belt, either way, you're buckling the car seat, and the car seat is the harness. The car seat is what makes it safe and legal for a child to sit in a buckle. It doesn't matter if it's a lap belt or a 3-point belt, and that might differ ranging on the age of the car. This is an old vehicle. It's an RV. The lap belt's fine. It's the seat belt that, is creating the safety. But it's still a plywood box. If anything were to happen, this is a fiberglass shell. And when I first got it, I was looking at the pros of the fiberglass, of it not leaking and all these things, which is true. But if you got into an accident, if someone ran into this thing, it's not going to hold up. Versus like a school bus or a metal van, right? This is just a fiberglass body. It would be destroyed. To an extent, depending on, you know, the situation or whatever, but I'm thinking like worst possible case. And so it is a scary thought, and I don't feel super comfortable with it being a long-term situation. And I also have to take into consideration how Isaac feels about it. That is her father, and he also has a say. We have you know, the reason why him and I co-parent so well together and we get along is because we consider each other's feelings, right? And so it's like, if I feel a certain way, he has to take that in consideration. And if he feels a certain way, I have to take that into consideration. But, you know, we have to figure out a middle ground. And, you know, he doesn't feel comfortable with her sitting in the seat either. So it's like, if we do travel together, we both feel more comfortable if she is in his bus or in the truck, right? Versus her sitting in here when she could be somewhere safer. Now, if I'm traveling alone and I have her with me, she'd be sitting here, but I would be stressing out the entire time thinking about it. And so it's like, I'm coming to these conclusions after doing my pros and cons, after learning so much about an RV, and then, you know, realizing that there is so much more to it than what I originally went into the situation thinking. And coming in here today to a pile or a puddle of water on the floor, taking that face off and taking my second shower for the day, you know, it just wasn't a good way to start my morning. And now I am really and truly contemplating this, so much so that I'm telling you about it, because I don't know. I just don't know. I was supposed to be moving in today and something stopped me again, and, you know, quickly changed my thought process again. And so now I'm at a crossroads. And like I said, I try and be as transparent as possible for you. So that's just where I'm at. I'm not saying I've made a decision. I am just saying that I am going to. And I'm not quite sure what that decision is going to be. I love this build. It is so beautiful. I am so confident in the engine. It's not about whether the build is pretty or about whether I feel like I'm going to break down. To an extent, right now in this moment, it's about the fact that I feel like this is what I should do, but I feel like this is what YouTube would want me to do, and then this is where I'm at, right? So I just need to obviously do what's best for me, because at the end of the day, I'm a real person. This is my real life, and I can't please everybody. And that being said, I have to do what's best for me, best for my family, best for my daughter. And, you know, we do plan on traveling a lot this summer. We have been working. Isaac and I have literally been working all year round, like building, since the day that we met. Ember is going to be 3 years old in 1 month. And we've been building this entire time. I don't want that to be my life. I want to go live. I want to make memories. The reason I want to do this lifestyle is to have that freedom to go visit our families and, you know, be out in nature and, you know, not be stuck in the house all the time. If it's raining here, I want to go somewhere where it's not raining so we can go enjoy at the outdoors, or even enjoy being indoors with a beautiful view, being able to step outside, get some fresh air, and just be in a good, beautiful place versus being stuck at home. And it's been raining so much here. I am a sunshine person, and it's been very depressing being stuck in Oregon for the last 3-4 years. Not being able to go be in the sun and go visit these places that I want to visit, go visit my family more often, you know? It's like, I love Oregon, it's beautiful, but I would love to have the opportunity to explore while Ember's still young enough, before she starts school, you know, before our lives change in that way. You know, we have such a limited time on this earth. And I do believe that it's really important to find what lights your fire, find what lights you up, and do those things. And it doesn't matter how many times that you have to start over, as long as you are being true to yourself. And I bought this Chinook because I fell in love with Chinooks, and I thought that that was, you know, what I wanted. And after having one, first of all, I love the Chinook, right? But after having one, I've realized that there's a big difference between building out your own van custom and buying an RV, and they're very different in certain aspects. And I'm not necessarily a fan of the way that RVs work versus the way a custom van build works for you. And some people like RVs, they prefer RVs, and that's okay. And some people like vans, prefer vans, and that's okay. Some people only know one or the other, and so they don't even know. And that goes for buses too, or whatever it is, a travel trailer, a pull behind. I would love a pull behind. I'm too scared to pull anything, so I'll never have a pull behind. You know, it's just personal preference. And so that's kind of where I'm at. This isn't a discussion I planned on having today. This is not the video I was planning on posting, but here we are. And I'm just trying to be real and honest with you, and that's all I can do. You know, that's all I try to do all the time, is I want to be honest with you. I want to be honest with you guys. I want to be transparent. And, you know, like I said, this is my real life. I'm a real person, and I'm just trying to find that, just trying to find a good place to be. And I just sitting here talking to you now, and I know that it's weird to say that I'm talking to you, but when I film these videos, especially like right now talking to the camera, I do feel like I'm talking to you. I'm just waiting a little longer for a response than if you were here in person, right? I feel like it's given me some clarity, getting these frustrations out, to getting this out, these things that I haven't expressed to you yet, because honestly, I've been nervous and scared of what people are going to think. But like I said, at the end of the day, none of that's going to matter. What matters is whether or not I'm happy, whether or not my family is happy, whether my family is safe, you know, whether we all feel safe and comfortable with the situation. And right now in this moment, that's not where we are. So it's not where I am. You know, it's been a frustrating conversation talking about traveling with Ember, because, you know, neither of us really feel comfortable with her being in this seat. So I am weighing my options, and I'm just gonna sit with it. Like I said, I'm going out of town. I have some time to just really sit on it, you know, and decide what I want to do. Hopefully by the time I come back, I'll know, and you'll know too. So we're gonna get this AC situated, and I will see you guys when I get back from Texas. Thank you for coming to this unexpected TED Talk. Over the years, I have been knocked down quite a few times, but the thing about me is I will always get back up, and I will figure it out. That's who I am. So I feel like I just got knocked back down. I will get back up, and I will choose my next destination, whether that be traveling in the Chinook or finding the Chinook a new traveler who doesn't have the stress of everything that has happened here, lingering. And we'll just go from there. So if you watched this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I know that not everyone's going to be happy with me and my decisions, but I mean, a lot of people were not happy that I bought the Chinook in the first place because of the situation, you know? So all I can do is my best. And I highly encourage you to do the same. So just thank you guys for all your love and your support, for watching. It means so much more than you know. I'm incredibly grateful for all of you, and no matter what, I am excited to get on the road and just live, because I feel like I have not done that, and it's been entirely too long. And I want to do that while Ember is still young. She loves being outside. She loves camping. I want to be able to, you know, give her those memories and that time to do those things. So I'm really nervous to post this. I really am. But honestly, I think it's for the best. So I will see you guys next week. I might post the time lapse of this build while we wait, and then I will see you guys next week, and we'll talk some more about what's going on and what I decide to do. I don't know. So let me know what you think. As always, I do want to hear from you. I am looking forward to that, so please let me know. You can comment down below. You can send me an email. This is a huge life decision for me right now, because whatever I decide to do, it's now or never. I'm going to be moving into whatever rig I decide to do full time for who knows how long. So that's why it's such a big deal to decide, because if I move into the Chinook, I'm probably not going to do another build. If I do another build, it's going to be my last build, period. I can't do it anymore. So let me know what you think. Give me your best advice. And next week.